Would anyone like to ask any questions or read a teaching to us or share how they're doing? If you'd like to, just raise your hand. Again, I'll bring you in. If my eyes are closed, then you're welcome to start speaking. Hester, welcome.
Thank you, Tom. Hi, everyone. I had a quote from The Paramount Importance of Self-Attention by Sri Sadhu Om that kind of stayed with me for the past couple of days. It's from page 47. It's one paragraph. We should not be put off by the strength of our vasanas and by their seemingly endless play. We should remember that they appear because I am, but they do not come to trouble us during sleep, even though we continue to exist then. Therefore, I am real, and vasanas are unreal. With this strong conviction, we should be courageous and remain disinterested in our vasanas, and thus we should carry on self-attention undisturbed.
Thank you, Hester. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say about this paragraph or anything you'd like to ask?
Well, when reading it again, I'm just reminded that it was only last week, I think, that I also spoke with you, and that it was about vasanas and how you explained that if we pay attention to them, it's like cutting off the branches endlessly and not getting around to the trunk, which is the I am, the body, mind, thought. And I guess that's why this paragraph spoke to me, because it's saying to not really pay attention to the vasanas at all. And to keep turning attention to the self. And I'm finding that the more I do that, the more I see how thoughts are all the time coming, and there's really nothing to do about them except ignore them and just focus on the unchanging, which is a video of yours I saw not too long ago, which really spoke to me, that there is an unchanging part um, aspect. And perhaps it's just like what it says in the quote, it's like sleep. So I guess um, question perhaps could be I really don't know what this unchanging part is, but I go to it anyway, and it's purely intuition. But it does seem to become clearer that there is an unchanging part, aspect, dimension. So at the same time, I'm finding out that vasana, that almost everything is thinking, and the only thing to do is to not pay attention to it. I don't know if that's a question.
Thank you, Hester. Beautiful. Wonderful. Is there a question?
I don't think so. Just to keep going on this way, and it's very tempting when patterns or thought patterns come and they dissolve to pay attention to them. But in the end, the thing to do, I think, is to not pay attention to them, to let them go again. Yeah. So no question.
Okay. Thank you, Hester. Thank you. You are the self. You are the self. You are that. You are the highest power, the highest of the high, the most glorious. That is what you are. Your nature is happiness, love. You're always here. You are the one constant. That which is unchanging is you. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way it is. And you intuitively use the word intuition, Hester. You intuitively know that you are. There's nothing we can do about it. You always know that you are. You always know what you are. You always know that you are, and you always know what you're not. Always. It's intuitive, and you're always present. In the paragraph you read to us, it mentioned that in deep sleep, none of these vasanas or thoughts are here. Therefore, they're not real. Another way of saying this is that none of these in deep sleep, you're there. You know you're there in deep sleep. You don't suddenly disappear in deep sleep. You're still there in deep sleep, what you truly are. And the thoughts are not there. The vasanas are not there. So you know you're not those vasanas, those thoughts. And because the teaching is to discover yourself through coming home and paying attention to yourself, through being yourself, we don't have to bother about those things that we are not. We don't have to. And ultimately, for liberation, we have to cease attending to that which we are not. But provisionally, we can attend to anything we want to. Anything our heart desires, as long as it's wholesome, it is encouraged to attend to any object you desire. Which is why it's okay to attend to a mantra or a guru or a cut finger. But eventually, we have to give up all these objects. If we follow our own path, this will happen naturally. They say that bhakti is the mother of jnana, that devotion gives birth to self-realization. And devotion is typically, generally, to an object of devotion, like Sri Bhagavan, like Sri Ramana. Or however you think of God or the divine. And another way is to pay attention, give all our love and energy and surrender and pay attention to that, to God. However we conceive of that, however we feel it within ourselves, however we choose to. And this will also take us home. Without intending to turn our intention inwards, it will turn our attention inwards at the right time, at the right place. So if your path right from the outset is self-inquiry, it's good. You let go of body, mind, world. Ignore them all, as Hester says. Come back to yourself. Just be and know what you are. But another way is to fall in love with Bhagavan, who you may be an object in your mind. This will also quieten the mind. And eventually the mind will go inwards as it starts to realize that the true Bhagavan is I am. But it happens in its own way, in its own time. And it's a happy, easy path. Devotional path. Starts with love and happiness. But these verbal teachings telling us to withdraw our attention from objects towards a subject is very powerful, very useful, because eventually that's what we'll have to do, one way or the other, irrespective of what path we go to. Eventually we have to inquire, verbally or non-verbally, who am I? We have to discover who we are, and we will. It's inevitable. And Bhagavan Ramana is an ocean of compassion and grace, a wellspring of compassion and grace. So all we have to do is invite him into our hearts, and he will lead us home. And he is already waiting for us there. His nature is benevolence and love. He is the shepherd that is continually guiding us. So you surrender to him, everything is done for you. You love him, everything is done for you. This is another way. Well, you follow your way. Eventually, our energies will be focused within. The energies which initially are outward facing, worldly, become inward facing, eye facing, spiritual. It's the worldly and the spiritual. That which goes outwards we call worldly. That which brings us inwards, spiritual. If you try and force it, doesn't always work so well. So find your way. Be yourself. Be happy. Thank you, Esther.